guys, it's us, the Jgirls. We are back again on your favorite couch chat show. I'm John, your host, and
I'm Little J.
And
Big J.
So I have J, Little J and Big J, and Mighty J. We are your hosts.
And Ultra Method.
Ultra Mega J. I like that. So guys, we are here to talk about one of our house rules again. It's quite a difficult one. We try to implement it, but it takes guts to do this. And if you're ready to know about our house rule, come along with us. We'll be back shortly. Yes, our house rules. We've talked a few about our house rules. Can you remind me what are those house rules, Big J?
There was stop, SSCK. Stands for slow down, self-control, and calm down. Calm down.
And remember, we've also done think before you act. And last week, what did we do?
Respect.
And that was bombastic. Because we had to remind ourselves if we really respect each other. I remember when we started, I asked the question, do you really respect? And the kids were like, no, really. By the time we got to the end of the program, we asked ourselves and we evaluated, do we really respect? And we agreed that we do. Although we are not perfect, but we do respect. Today, we have, what's our topic for today?
Honesty.
Wow. Honesty is a very simple word we throw around, but one of the most difficult rules to implement as a child and sometimes as a parent. And I have to challenge myself to remain honest with the girls, and the girls have to challenge themselves to remain honest with me. In my relationships, I need to challenge, or I have to challenge myself each day to be honest in my relationship with others. We throw the word honesty around very easily, but sometimes it's very hard to implement honesty as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And in my research, I actually found that it's more difficult for people to actually even accept honesty is a lifestyle. In fact, in the world we live today, we'll talk about it. Just join us. So, Moji, what do you think honesty is? I have my hot chocolate today. What is honesty?
Honesty is saying the thing that you actually did. If you stole somebody's toy and then you tell your mom or dad that you didn't, it came in a package when they were sleeping, that is lying. So honesty is saying that you stole the toy.
Honesty is saying the truth, that you did something wrong. Okay,
it's
good.
not always saying the truth. Sometimes it's doing the truth, because sometimes it's an action.
Okay, so honesty can be an action. Honesty can be words.
You can also get called stupid.
Honesty
If you're
can
trying
be
to convince yourself, like, it was just a mistake, it's fine. You're not even thinking of this.
Exactly. So, man, you guys are just, you're just. So, honesty can be in your words, honesty can be in your actions, and honesty can be in your thoughts. Remember last week we said respect starts from yourself. So if you are not honest with yourself, you can't even respect yourself. Because that's where it starts from. It starts from your thinking. It starts from your mindset. It starts from the way you even objectify yourself. Objectify is a big word. The way you imagine yourself. Then, if you are honest or truthful with yourself, you can respect yourself. You can think well before you act. You can stop. SSCK before you do anything. You see, honesty is a very big, important one. And let's begin with my slide today. What is the meaning of the term honesty? How do you pronounce it? So we talked about what honesty is. How do you pronounce it?
Honesty.
How many syllables is there? Jed.
3.
Jed. So what are the 3 syllables?
Honesty.
You say honesty? Honestly or
Or
honest?
what is it?
Because-
Honestly or is it honesty or hon?
Honesty, because
Like hon,
it's kind of odd.
honeybee, like hon.
Honest. I say honesty.
Is it
Kind of,
honesty?
but the H is silent, I think.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
H is-
French,
yeah.
'cause the French, the
Mhm.
H is always silent. Like,
So we could have found out what the root, where honesty is a word. Let me find out what's the root word of honesty. Is here an English word?
I think it's just
It's
somewhere
from
else.
Old English.
Probably.
Because eat, sleep, drink is from Old English.
Okay.
Latin.
Oh, you guys are right.
Latin,
Honestus.
honestus. Latin, honestas.
Uh-huh.
Old French, honest.
And
And
English
English, honest.
and
And
Middle
then
English.
honesty.
So that means Jenny was right. The H is silent because it's from an old French word, which is also related to an old Latin word, which is also related to an
Another
old
Latin.
English word. So honesty has its roots in Latin and English. It's good. We're doing a lot of literacy as we're going on.
And eat is from Old English. Drink is from Old English. So many English words are from Old English.
I
This
wonder
girl is
why.
so smart.
Old English.
This girl is so smart. Let's go on as we discuss about honesty.
I became smart because I was reading the dictionary.
Really? Okay. All right. So honesty is a facet of
Moral character.
that connotes
Positive and virtuous attributes.
Such as integrity.
truthfulness,
Straightforwardness.
including straightforwardness of conduct.
Along with the absence of lying,
Cheating.
that
Honesty can also bring.
trustworthy,
Loyal,
fair, and sincere.
Wow. When I read
And-
that from the Wikipedia, yes. From the definition we've just seen, honesty is a facet of moral character. You know, we've been talking a lot about morals on this show, and honesty is a moral character that is positive and
Virtuous.
what is virtuous?
It's a virtue
Is a virtue. So
that
it's
you
some
should have.
it's a
It's a
virtue.
behavior that you should have.
Is a virtue behavior. So it's a positive behavior. What are the attributes of honesty?
Integrity.
What is integrity to you?
A lot of things.
Like,
It's more like honesty is part of integrity than integrity is part of honesty. Because integrity is like knowing your yeah. and, like,
so integrity is simply let your yes be yes and your no be no. I stole it. Boom. So integrity is your yes is yes and your no is no. So integrity and honesty are like a pin,
Intertwined.
like intertwined. Same peas in a pod. Peas in a pod.
twins.
Yeah, Siamese twins.
Siamese.
Siamese. Whatever. Give me 5. Whatever. And so integrity. So Jed, what's truthfulness to you?
Truthfulness is like honesty. You're saying the thing that you're meant to say, like the example I gave when we started.
So Jed, yeah, like the example you gave about stealing something and being on and coming out. So truthfulness is like saying it just the way it is without coating it. So you know we can coat. You know the way you coat the plaster wall when you're building.
Or you coat a cake.
You coat a cake. So truthfulness is the raw baked cake. When you begin to lie, you garnish it with the icing, you garnish it with all other things.
Cherry on the
And the cherry on the top. No! So truthfulness is just coming out with the cake, just as it comes out in the oven.
But it's not always nice.
It's not always
Because
nice.
the raw cake is all
Yeah.
not raw, but like just
From the oven is not always as pretty as that. That you are very right with that. Sometimes truth is not always nice, but it's still the truth. So straightforwardness. What's straightforwardness?
straightforward.
Straightforward. In terms of lifestyle, that means you are
On
there-
point.
on point. There's no hiding. There's no shadiness.
They're like,
There's no
well,
crookedness.
There's no crookedness. Well, same thing as integrity. Your yes is your yes. Everybody can see your life plainly, straight, and not up down. And instead, straightforwardness in conduct, in the way you act. You are straightforward. You are not shady in the way you act. You're straightforward, and is also the absence of
Cheating.
Wait, let's take lying. In the absence of lying. Have we ever lied before?
Yes, of course.
Everybody has. Okay.
Every
That's no
human
lie.
on earth has lied.
So, but that's not a reason for us to.
The babies lied.
No, that's what I was going to say. No, babies haven't.
Well, some lied.
That's not a reason for us to continue. But if we have to be honest, and if we want to live honest life, lies have to be. Then it's also an absence of cheating. Lying, cheating, and theft is three elements that the word is used to, or everybody is used to, and is the total absence of honesty. It's a difficult one to preach in the world that is unfair. Because I tell the girls, the word is unfair.
So sometimes it goes your way, but not always.
The word is unfair. But because the word is unfair, are you meant to join the crowd and remain dishonest?
Are you meant to go with the crowd or go with the cloud?
Thank you. You're learning from me. There's something I tell them that you should follow the cloud and not the crowd, because the crowd don't mind having the same crusader information, whether it is lie or it is not. As far as it's the crowd voice, everybody goes after it. And I tell the girls, learn to follow the cloud, because sometimes the cloud moves alone.
Just wondering where the cloud part comes from.
Because
If you're watching this and you haven't heard the story about it, let me explain.
please go ahead and speak loud.
Okay. So, in a story that we know, there is a tribe and they are trying to escape from these wicked people. So, they are trying to find a way through the desert. But going through the desert is hard because it was a long time ago. So, something came to guide them. In the daytime, there was a cloud, a pillar of a cloud. And in the night, because the clouds won't be much use at night because it would be quite dark, there was a pillar of fire. So that led them to where they wanted to go.
So that means
And
that
the
if you...
wicked people, because they didn't follow cloud, they fell into the sea and then they drowned.
Oh, cool. So, kids out there, learn to follow the cloud and not the crowd, because the crowd can be mixed up with lying, cheating, theft, and the word there says etc. So we can keep mentioning everything that has something to do with dishonesty. It says honesty involves being
Trustworthy.
Hey, are you trustworthy?
A tiny bit.
So we need to work on that. Honesty involves being trustworthy. Can they trust your words? Can they trust your actions? When you say yes, can everybody believe you mean a yes? Are you loyal? Anytime I have a discussion with Big J about honesty or saying the truth, there's always something I tell her, that when honesty and loyalty work together, if you're honest, you become a loyal individual that others can trust you. They can rely on you. They can say, oh, Big J said this, and it is like that. But if you're not an honest person and you're picked out,
You'll be like you're following the crowd.
you'll be like following the crowd, and then you are disloyal. Although people won't tell you, but people don't trust your words again because you're not an honest individual. And then honesty requires fairness, and we say the world is not fair. That's why it's a very difficult topic to deal with, because we are trying to raise up kids, but the world they are facing is an unfair world where honesty is not a standard. But what can we say? Should we wash the baby and throw the baby with the bathwater? Nope. So we need to still stick to the truth. And no matter how the world, or no matter how the culture have evolved in terms of what honesty is, it's still a bedrock of fairness. Because if the governments are honest with the citizen, the situation will not be the way it is. If schools are honest with their students, it won't be the way it is. If parents are honest with their children and say, I have my weaknesses, I also do those things, it becomes a fair world where children are trained in an environment of trust and loyalty and fairness. But that's not the world we live in. But yet, we still need to raise up kids in that world. And it's a challenge. And I hope parents out there and kids out there, you decide where you want to take. Because all these beautiful things will be part of your life if you just choose to live an honest life. And the last one is sincerity or sincere.
That's basically true.
That's truthfulness. So you can imagine, honestly and honesty. It's just the bedrock of everything. Today we're going to be looking at several quotes to discuss honesty, because I thought, what exactly am I going to do or say about it? So I decided, okay, let's look at quotes and look at the honesty quotes I can see around. And then myself and the girls will talk about it and how it fits into our family. Honesty.
Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom.
Who wrote it? Who wrote it?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson said, honesty is the first chapter of the book of wisdom. Guys, do you believe that? And what does that mean?
It means honesty is the first part to being alive.
Kids, if you want to avoid being dumb for the rest of your life,
Be honest.
be honest. Tom Jefferson says that. Tom Jefferson, in the word of wisdom, first chapter of a book of life is honesty. You want to grow up wise, you want to grow up as a person that can be relied upon. Honesty should be the first chapter of your book of life. So if you're writing a book about you, big J, little j, honesty should be the first chapter. Do you see why mom emphasizes it and mom always screams about being honest? The next quote says,
Honesty is the best policy.
So it's an English proverb that says honesty is the best policy. Big J, what does that mean?
It's always good to be honest. It's the best.
Is
To
the
be
best.
honest.
Is the best. So tell me, in your life, how has that worked out for you? When you were honest and when you were dishonest? Can
I
you give
feel
us-
better when I'm honest.
You feel better when you're honest, okay?
Even with the consequences, it's better to lie.
Even with the consequence, is better than lie. This is a commonly used English proverb, means that it's better to tell the truth than it is to lie about something,
Yeah.
in spite of the consequence or in spite of what might happen. Can you read that? Or you want me to read it? The boy says, keep your eyes on your own paper. And the other one says, I will not check by looking at someone else's paper. Kids, do we do that in school? Big J. I didn't say you do.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Exactly.
Exactly. So when you go into the exam hall, kids,
Like when they don't want to do this, they just look at another teacher and copy it.
exactly. So they just copy it. Little J cannot virtually tell us that because she's homeschooled, so she doesn't have any competition. But Big J can tell us that these things happen in school, and it's just honesty. And honesty, once again, is truth, reality, integrity. Can you see all those words? Nitty-gritty.
What's that?
Eh?
Is it like the hard
The hard truth, nitty-gritty, the basics, the tiniest point you can start from. Rightness, righteousness. You see?
Correctness.
Certainty, sincerity. Oh God.
fact?
Everything comes with
Truth.
honesty.
Honesty. Truth. Honesty. Same thing.
Big J, what's that?
Honesty is a very expensive gift.
Do not expect it from cheap people.
Okay, do you want to be an expensive human being? I'm telling you that you are pearls. And if you're a pearl, do you throw pearls to pigs? So, you don't throw pearls to pigs because they cannot appreciate it. And so, if you throw honesty, if you give a cheap person, if you give a pig honesty, would they appreciate it? So exactly, that's the way it is. So if you want to be an individual that stands out, an individual that is unique, an individual that the society would respect sometime in the future, it starts from honesty. But if you want to be cheap, don't bother about it. But I believe that you guys want to stand out in the future.
Yeah.
And honesty is difficult though, right, Little J? You agree? But you're ready to do it. That's it. That's the spirit. Oh, Little J, you read it.
Honesty is the highest form of dating.
Intimacy.
Intimacy. Do you know what that means?
No. I just hear you say it a lot. I don't know what it means.
When you are in a friendship and you can be honest with your friend and be totally honest and open to them about everything about you, you develop an intimacy. You develop a very close friendship.
Trust.
A trust. So intimacy, trust, open-mindedness, openness to each other. They can read your mind. They can tell you exactly, interpret what is happening to you. So you have an intimacy. Like when you do something, I look at you and I just tell you, Big J, you did this.
That's what your mom did. That's it.
Do I always get it when I tell you did?
Yeah, sometimes.
Most times. Because I've developed a sense of intimacy with you as a mom. So I can diagnose as a doctor what exactly you did in the situation. Mother doctor. So in terms of honesty is the highest form of intimacy. If you want to be close and have intimate relationship with your sister, an intimate relationship with your mom, an intimate relationship with your friend. I know you have a good friend. An intimate relationship with your boyfriend in future.
Oh.
An intimate relationship with your husband in future. Because once these enter honesty, trust is lost. You see why honesty is very important? Honesty is very important.
Because sometimes we people that married and their houses and their marriage it's because they're dishonest and cheap.
Because they are dishonest and they're cheap. All right, what's the next Big J?
Honesty saves everyone's time.
Please, it saves everyone's time. Big J, tell the lie. How long does it take me to get the truth out of you?
A while.
Forever. I will be talking. Say the truth. And finally, the truth will come out. Like, why did you have to waste all the time? And little J, you too. But little J doesn't tell as much lie.
Hey.
She just fakes. That's all little J does. She just like this. Just see the tears rolling. It's fake. I want dishonesties in action.
I cry and then I tell you.
Yeah.
Cry and then you tell the truth and then you're like,
Yeah. So little J's dishonesty is in action. She doesn't talk with words. She doesn't say that she doesn't say, little J, did you do something wrong? She just be like, alright. So it's good to know both of them differently. But honesty saves everybody's time. We can live a life well if we are just honest with each other.
yep.
Never expect loyalty from a person that can't give you honesty.
Who's Sergio Bell?
Somebody, I don't know.
I think I've heard of him, and I also do.
Oh, come on!
Alexander Graham Bell.
Big J, what does that mean?
It's saying if someone isn't honest, like they can't be.
They can't be loyal if they are not honest. So don't expect loyalty if that person is not honest. Big J, little J, if you are not honest to me, can you be loyal to me? No. So we've been talking about all that. So that just gives us another perspective that honest and loyalty, integrity are all a piece in a pod.
Yep.
So if you want to, you can't have one and lose one. You can't lose one and have one. It all comes in a mix.
So you need both and you need none.
You need both and you need none. So you just have this. It's either you have the characteristics in you or you don't. It's either you're a loyal person, you're an honest person, or you don't. You know you can act loyal for a long time.
You're not really.
Yeah, not really. That's where the deceit coming from. Yeah, there are some people that are very good at acting. They act honest, they act loyal. That's why you need to be very, very good at discerning people when you're relating to people, because they can act very honest, but they're not. Yeah. All right, Big J.
Honesty and loyalty are key. Honesty and loyalty are key. If two people can be honest with each other about everything, that's probably the biggest key to success.
Who wrote that quote?
Taylor Lautner.
Mr. Taylor or Miss Taylor said that the biggest key to success is two people being honest with one another. The biggest key to marriage is two honest people coming together. The biggest key to success in a relationship is two honest people, because honesty and loyalty are a piece in a pot. Guys, you're growing up. you'll be looking forward to relationships and friends. These are the things you look out for. Are they loyal? Are they honest? And I said you have to be careful if it's the right kind of loyalty, because some people can be very deceitful with their loyalty. They are loyal to you because they have something to gain from you. That's not honesty. That's what they called that's what they call biology. They call that a parasitic relationship. You know what parasitic relationship is?
I know what a parasite is.
What's a parasite?
An animal that kind of just lives on its host.
Exactly.
Out from it.
Exactly. So in
I
a
don't know why
relationship,
you like
because you don't, the other person is blind to it, is blindsided to it. So it's like one side of love. Oh, they buy you all the gifts and everything, but you're not. So you need to have a very good wittiness, like Nancy the spider.
Nancy's witty, but it's also
And Nancy's wittiness is very good. Like the one we read on Wednesday, his wittiness made him very triumphant. So you need a little bit of wittiness and a little bit of planning in your relationship to make it in life. All right. So what's the next quote?
Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of yourself. Listen to it carefully. Careful.
Who wrote that?
Richard Bach.
So, Mr. Richard said, Jedidah, little J, your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it. So if you really want to know whether you are selfish or you are honest, listen to that. And like Big J said when we started, that you can be lying to yourself, you can be lying to yourself forever, and you'll not even be honest with yourself, because honesty starts from within you. Respect starts from within you. So without being honest with yourself, you can't respect yourself. Without being honest with yourself,
it's like where girls say, "Oh, I can respect others," even though they haven't respected them.
Exactly. Are you honest to yourself? Honesty starts from you, because at the end of the day, you hurt yourself more than every other person. This is the very, very tricky one for me. Parents, come here. Come. Come here, let's talk. So, parents want honesty from their children, but are we honest as parents before our kids?
Are you honest?
Okay, now I'm on the hot seat. Big J and little J. Is mommy honest?
Yes. Of course.
Are you saying it because I'm in front
If
of
you're
TV?
not honest, you have to say it now.
You have to say, tell me now. Am I honest?
Yes. And if you aren't honest, then we don't know, then you have to tell us now. Now.
Hey, so the lead girls are testifying that I'm an honest person. And that's really cool.
Because you are.
All right, so I'm happy, I'm honest, I'm loyal. I'm not just loyal, I'm sincere, I'm beautiful with the dimples. Oh, check it out. Check it out. All right, so let's be serious now. Parents, it's time for us to evaluate ourselves before we expect honesty from our kids. How honest are we in our families? How honest are we in our businesses? How honest are we in our relationship? Because what happens is children will always learn from their parents. They would always learn. You don't expect, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Even if the kids don't manifest it now, later on in life, they will pick up the father's traits. In fact, I was watching a movie yesterday. I'm beginning to watch South Korean movies these days, but I was watching one movie yesterday that the young man decided he wasn't going to be like his father. But 30 years afterwards, he did a very good profession. His father was a firearm dealer, and he said he wasn't going to do it. In fact, he decided to go and be a lawyer. But 30 years later, just because one person offended him, he became worse than his father. In fact, his level of narcissism was worse than any. A narcissist is somebody that make up stories or that imagine things and then build that story and create it about somebody else and it's real.
A liar.
A liar, a very good
A
liar.
liar.
A very good liar to deal with the second individual. And so, kids, parents, the kids might be acting honest, but every seed you're sowing, it's going to create a very blurred future, because one day it's going to blow up before you. And the old man was begging his son before he died, please don't be like me. But unfortunately, he had already planted the seed. A very important lesson for us parents: how honest are we before our kids? Because if parents are honest, I believe we'll have a better world.
Yeah, we will.
We'll have a better world. If parents can just be honest with themselves, if the government can be honest, if people shouting and all the cultural roots and all the lies going on around, if people can just sit down and call a spade, white, black, and people can just be honest with themselves and not be relative about trying to make everything out about feelings, honestly, we'll have a better world. I'm very passionate about it. Let's go back to the drawing board, parents, because we define what our kids' future would be. Parents in Scotland, parents in Edinburgh, parents around the world. Are you honest? Because you define the yardstick for your children's future. Let's not create a word that is so messed up. The word is already messed up enough. Can we just create some senses for once by not defining honesty by different standards? Because honesty is honesty. Yes is yes, no is no. We have created so much gray line that we have blurred what truth is. Let's go back to the drawing board, because we can create a better world for these kids. And on this note, I want to stop there and get back to my honest chat. The question is
honesty a part of you?
Is honesty a part of you? Is honesty a part of you? Let's just have a reflection here and think, is honesty a part of me? Am I living a life of honesty, or I just want something to my own advantage? Am I in politics to my own advantage? Am I doing business to my own advantage alone? Whatever I'm doing, is it just to my own advantage, or I'm honest enough because I want to change somebody's life, or I want to change my children, or I want to change something? Is it always about me, or is always about the good of others? All right, so boys and girls, dad and mom, everybody listening out there, we want to say thank you for joining us today on Reading with Jgirls Couch Chat. Our topic today has been honesty, and next week we'll bring you another of our house rules. And so on this note, we'll say bye.